Now as Ryan, Trenton, and Sean grab your attention towards the world of sports, food, and entertainment, and away from the things that are probably more important. We apologize for nothing and anything that may be spoken, learned, or forgotten today. This is the Real Tree Shaker Show. It's us.
Hello and welcome to the Real Tree Shaker Show. I am Ryan.
I am Trenton.
How do you follow that? I am Sean. We are the RTS show. Where the hell did you get that?
It's the yelling at the light thing. It's like one of our first few episodes. Oh, this is light. And I asked him earlier. I was like, "Hey, you gonna yell at the light?" He was like, "Of course." And so
Yeah.
You know, I had this whole thing where I was just going to be like, we are the RTS show, and we are burdened with glorious purpose. But,
Yes.
I mean, Ryan stole the thunder on that, so maybe next time.
group of idiots get together to bull junk.
Sorry, guys.
That's all. Oh, man. That was funny.
True.
It's that time of year.
Yeah, it is. Turkey time.
Gobble.
Next week. Next week. I know. All right, guys. So crazy weekend. Last weekend, we kind of thought it was going to be a couple good games, but it turned out to be a lot more good games.
Yeah.
More better games.
Better.
With better, yes. Better.
Yeah.
We copy that word on the RTS show. So, but 6 games, guys, decided by a field goal. 6 games decided by a field goal. So, with that, coming out of last night's game, which was a shock, as I slept through half of it somehow.
It wasn't exciting
the
until the end.
Broncos managed to pull it off, and with that, dropping the Bills to 5-4, and they made a move today, guys, and got rid of their OC. Is he the scapegoat? Or is this just the start of more things to come in Buffalo?
Yeah, it dropped the Bills to 5-5 now. Actually, so
that is 5-5. That's right. Okay. I was looking at last week's rapid fire sheet.
I mean,
so, okay,
I kind of agree with you though. He's just kind of a scapegoat, but you know, the offenses look pretty crappy the last few weeks. You know, it's not been clicking, and you know, the defense kept them in that game last night. You know, so. It's the only reason it was even close. I mean, the Broncos should have been up 30 points, you know, by the way the Bills were playing. So I don't know, man. Seems Josh Allen just isn't on target. He's not hitting digs for those long throws anymore. And, you know, it's like Kincaid is about the only one doing something, and everyone else is just there. You know, they bench Cook for the first fumble he's had since his very first NFL carry. So it's been like, you know, I can't remember how many carries he said in between, but I was like, okay, it's, you know, you got to bring him back in. And when they did, they started running the ball well. So, but I don't know. I don't trust the Bills right now at all.
No, not whatsoever.
Game, so
I think it's BOF. I think he is the scapegoat or was the scapegoat. And then McDermott's definitely on the hot seat. So like, I mean,
he has to be. Buffalo ran for 192 yards.
Yeah.
That's 7.4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they were running it right down Denver's throat. I mean, Allen had 177 passing yards, but I don't know. I'm watching Josh Allen, and you guys know I'm a huge Caleb fan. Not just for the fact that I want the Giants to get him, but I just love watching the kid play. And they remind me of each other.
Yeah.
I think that both of them are just trying too hard.
Yeah.
You know, Caleb's coming off the Heisman year with a fantastic season, bona fide number 1 pick this year in the upcoming draft. And, you know, he's starting to get all the attention with the commercials and the NIL stuff. And I think he's just trying to live up to it. And it's the same thing with Allen because, you know, every year it's just like, okay, Bills are the favorite. This is the year. Bills are the favorite, you know, and it's just not getting closer. I think they're getting farther. So it makes me think, is Buffalo overrated? do we think Buffalo is better than they actually are?
I mean, it's a tough call right now. I mean, after watching some shows today and different takes on the Bills themselves, like Dan O was saying, like their offense is just it's very basic and it's very simple, and there's nothing, they're not exploding down the field, they're not doing those plays and stuff like that, which is what they did. It seemed like last year, maybe even the year before, they seemed to it's like, oh yeah, they're behind, 10 points, no big deal, and it's boom, 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 boom. So I mean, that I would say that would be part of it, but with Allen throwing all those interceptions, you're or the turnovers in general, it's just you stop every momentum drive that you have going on, and I just don't know. They just don't seem right. It's like something's not right, and it shows.
Yeah.
And it's impossible to trust them right now. And I don't think overrated is the word. I think just disappointment is. Like, I mean, the Bills are good for the NFL when they're playing well because they haven't won in so long. But I just don't know. It's hard.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen is overrated a little bit. Dude, I get it. He had a couple good seasons, but and he's great for fantasy sometime. But facts are facts. He can't get out of the divisional round. He never has. He can't win the big games when he's needed to, and I mean, he's so lightly criticized. Like Dorsey's a scapegoat this time. Where's the blame for
That's
Allen? I mean,
That's
he sucked this year. Plain and simple, he sucks. He's definitely played under what he should be doing already. So. I think you got to give some of the blame to him, but so
I mean, also,
we'll see where they go and how they respond.
Agree. And then also, like, I feel like they need, like, Kincaid has been a great addition for him. But where's the second receiver?
Sure.
I mean, they're not using Diggs at all. So where's the second receiver? Even second or third.
Yeah, you can't trust Gabe Davis. I mean, that first pick,
absolutely,
Davis should have caught that ball. I know it was high and Allen threw it kind of hard, but that's the kind of stuff you work with him after practice, during practice, in the offseason. That's a ball you got to catch.
Yeah.
And I mean, and how does your number one wide receiver only get 5 targets? That's kind of mind-boggling. I mean, I get it because they were running the ball so effectively, but it was just like, I mean, I don't know. You guys watched more of it than I did, but it just seemed like they just kept letting Denver stick around, and Sean Payton's got the Broncos turned around a little bit,
Yeah, you know what I was thinking about that too with the Broncos. Like when Sean Payton had the Saints and they were this explosive, high scoring offense. Where's that with the Broncos? I mean, I get it. They're winning a lot. They're winning their, scrappy wins and hanging around, and their defense is playing a lot since giving up, all those points. The 70 bomb to the Dolphins, a few weeks back. But man, Russell's efficient, but man, he is never going to throw for a 300-yard game ever. Dude will never throw. He's like every week it's like 19 for 24 for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's like, where's the Drew Brees
second
numbers?
Best touchdown to interception ratio in the NFL.
And I get it, he is, but where's the Drew Brees offense? Where's the Saints offense that he had? I'm not saying Russell is Drew Brees, but come on, dude. You got some weapons to do it.
I think Peyton's had excuse me. But I think Peyton's had to kind of rebuild Russell's confidence. I mean, it was such a shit show last year in Denver.
Sure.
And I mean, I think Russell wanted to be the man, and finally he's the man, and I don't think he was ready for that, and who knows? I mean, playing quarterback's the toughest position, unless you seem to be Joshua Dobbs, and you can just go anywhere
from team to team
win.
and be like, okay,
this guy's unbelievable. I mean,
yeah.
Would you think that is any team ever gonna give this kid a chance to be the long-term
I mean,
solution.
Maybe the
there's a
Vikings.
good
To
chance there are
QB?
now. I mean, not so much the Vikings, but
Cousins
the-
is gone, you know, so
I mean, that's a
there
good.
could be.
I think Cousins wants to stay there. It sounds like. I mean, can they afford him? That part I do not know. But like, I mean, after this season, someone's definitely given Dobbs a chance. I mean, it's the greatest story
For
in
sure.
the NFL so far, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, props to him, man.
Yeah.
Props to him.
Yeah. Speaking of good
Yeah,
quarterback play,
it's-
how about CJ Stroud
again.
with the Texans
Yes.
leading that?
Real quick though, with the Vikings, right?
Yeah.
Hottest team in the NFC, 5 straight wins, all
Jefferson.
without
Yep.
Justin Jefferson.
Right.
So that
Trade
shows you
him.
just
They don't need
Kevin.
him.
Yeah,
Trade him.
I mean, you could probably get some good value.
No, you can't trade him. Come on.
No way. If you
Who knows? Just contact James Harden's agent, and you might be able to. Who knows? So,
Right.
but yes, let's go back to the CJ Stroud talk.
Yeah.
Wow,
In
this kid is
Cincy.
ridiculous.
In Cincy. Yeah.
In Cincy.
I don't ever speak too highly of Buckeyes too often, so
Easily the best
That's
Ohio
true.
State quarterback.
Yeah, already.
Easily. I mean, this kid leads the league in passing yards per game.
Yeah.
15 TDs, 2 picks, and he has the most big plays in the NFL.
Yeah.
So, and do we not remember how bad Houston was last year?
Yeah.
And it's pretty much the same players,
Yeah.
other than bringing Dalton Schultz in
Sure.
and drafting Tank Dell. That kid is special
Yeah,
too,
he
man.
is. He is. I mean, just you know what I like about him is he doesn't dink and dump. He's not throwing 5-yard, 8-yard passes, you know. He is going for the 15, 20-yard pass. He's like, screw it. I'm gonna get the yardage. We're gonna get down the field quickly. That's why he's been able to make these 2 comebacks in these last 2 games, because he's like, I'm going for it, man. We're gonna throw the ball 20, 30 yards downfield and get there quick. So that's what I've been most impressed with, just because, you know, he's not playing it safe like most
I agree.
rookies do.
I totally
So,
agree. He's been so stoic too. Like he's made it look easy,
Very good
but at
point.
the same time, we all know it's not. But I think a lot of the credit goes to Ryan's the head coach, like D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryans.
Him being a former player with that, you know, that mentality and stuff like that he has, and then no, he's not a quarterback, or he wasn't a quarterback. I'm sorry, but like you put the right pieces around someone, and you compare the Texans to say the Panthers, and like the Panthers have, I say, weapons, but there's just something that's different between the, you know, like I'm not saying that Bryce Young and CJ are similar or the same, but you just look at where, like Ryan said, where the same players were there on the Texans last year, and he's going out there with the same players and the same offense kind of thing and making it explode. Like, is that all it took to have a quarterback there? Maybe, because there were glimmers last year from what, I don't remember who that quarterback was that was their second or third stringer, but like, you know, they put up some points with some of those guys. But what the only thing that gets me outside of against the Bengals, and actually did get me, was Singletary running for 150 yards. And that's crazy because they haven't been able to run the ball. And a lot of teams haven't been able to run the ball. But the Texans, though, I mean, props to them. I think I picked them to win some games this year, but I mean, win the division, I did not think that.
Yeah, what was our record pick for the Texans? Have they exceeded the wins already?
I feel like I gave them. I feel like I gave them 6 wins. I feel like I did, but
I want to say I gave them 5, maybe. What's their record? See. Are they 6 and? No, they're 5 and 4. 5 and 5.
5 and 4.
5 and 4.
5 and 4. All right, let's see. Ryan 6 and 11.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Trenton 9 and 8.
Ooh. Dang, there you go, T. You had it.
Yep, and I had 4 and 13. So I am out on the Texans. But another note I saw on Stroud that really impressed me: when trailing, 65.6% completion percentage,
Mm-hmm.
a 109.9 passer rating, 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions when trailing.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
when it's crunch time, this kid. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we saw how he played against Georgia. That was his best game as a college player. It was a game against Georgia in the playoff. And the kid is just taking it to the next level. Obviously, rookie of the year, but I don't think you can put him in the MVP discussion.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
But I would definitely say he's top 10 candidates.
Yeah,
for sure. Oh yeah.
But I would put him above Allen.
That's for sure. He's got that. He's got that dog in him. I always say, he's got the dog in him.
Allen's good.
To be able to do that.
But like T said, he's so stoic though.
Yeah,
like you can tell it's inside him, but he's just like, all right, next play. Not
the
too high, not too low.
Allen's got the dog in him. I think that right now the dog's just asleep. You know, like they need a spark. There needs to be something there to kind of get all that going again. So, but yeah,
we'll see if Joe Brady does that for him this week against the Jets.
We'll see.
So,
yep. So, let's see. Let's talk about how about Browns Ravens. What a great game that was.
Yeah.
A great. Okay, Cleveland come back and win, or did Baltimore give him that game?
Baltimore gave it to him. Baltimore stopped. Like they just they take their foot off the pedal and just like, oh, we're good. We're gonna play conservative now. Blah blah blah. And can't do that, man. I mean, I'm not saying Deshaun Watson's played great this year, but he's been good enough for him. He's good enough for them to win.
He played good enough in that game to win. but he hasn't. I don't think he's played very well this year at all. Not for that sizable contract. Of course, he's been
sure. He's not worth the contract at all.
But like that was his first kind of to me it was like showing of what he kind of used to be.
I know. I find that weird with all the massages he gets. How's he dinged up?
How do you not heal up?
He's too loose. He did finish the game though, going 14 for 14.
True.
In passing.
He did.
So
he did.
I mean, after the first play where Hamilton tips the ball, catches it, runs in, you're just thinking, this is going to be one of those games, But kudos to them, the Browns, for coming back. And if the playoffs started today, the Browns would be in the playoffs.
Stefanski's got them playing well, The
defense, defense. We know the score at times. They're holding it together.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right, let's jump through a couple more of these games. Thoughts on 49ers whooping the Jags?
I mean, what I expected. I wouldn't say that bad, but just disappointing for the Jags. They Niners out of a bye. They're awesome, man. Shanahan is the Andy Reid of the NFC. Out of a bye, he's awesome, man. Kind of just they finally clicked, and the Jags just all those weapons hadn't really added up.
Yeah, so, definitely. Yeah. I think
pretty sad to see.
Part of it adding Chase Young to the defense and having a bye week and them kind of getting to a little bit of a rhythm with each other and stuff like that. I think that showed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like we were discussing earlier, is T-Law and company haven't really been as explosive as maybe we would think, and or even from last year. But it just kind of shows the level of the Niners are a NFC Championship team, or Super Bowl contender kind of thing. The Jags are wild card and could go on a sneaky run kind of team. That's what I feel. So I'm rooting for them. Don't get me wrong, I'm rooting for the Jags. Why not? But that was a mess.
So are my fantasy teams. So yes,
you have a lot of stock in T-Law.
No, I mean Trent Williams came back.
Yeah.
Devo's back.
Yeah.
Purdy's not concussed anymore. Kittle has been on fire. So, I mean, it's like pick your poison with this team. And the defense, not as dominant since D'Amico Ryans left. But, yeah, adding Chase Young is definitely
Oh yeah,
definitely going to help
him
in
and
the long
Bosa
run.
just dominated that line. They were just, I mean, they were everywhere.
Yeah,
in that game.
At least from the highlights, I didn't
Yes.
see it.
So
Yes, and we'll get to that game later. But Ryan, I feel sorry for you, man. Just
I know, right? Yeah, we get the Niners at home.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
All right, let's go. Patriots, real quick. Is it time for Belichick to be gone?
Not
I
yet.
think that's
what keeps him there? That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
Legacy?
Yeah. Like Popovich with the Spurs, you know. It's like the Spurs are going to be last place again probably this season or near the bottom. I mean, they're going to.
Yeah, but at least
they
the
just
Spurs are
them.
somewhat watchable. I know. At least the Spurs are somewhat
True.
watchable with Wemby. The Patriots are down their top corner, their top pass rusher. Mac Jones is trying to be Michael Jordan with the fadeaway 1 foot touchdown throw. You know, I mean, I think that kid. I think it's time to just push the lever and explode the TNT and just start over in Foxborough.
For sure.
I mean,
they'll be in the Caleb Williams
that's for sure.
combo for sure.
I agree. I mean, it's time to start over. If it there for sure. If you get rid of Bill, it's like, who do you bring in? Like, who knows? You know, maybe it's
go get Ben Johnson from Detroit, get their OC, and get an offensive team going there.
I get that. I do get that. I get that. I mean, so I mean, I think yes, it's time to change it up in Patriot land, but him being one of the best coaches to probably ever coach and stuff like that, I think it's kind of tough for them to. I don't know. It's kind of like Buffalo. It's just a mess, and so you know, we're all watching it. It's just kind of like we can talk about it all we want, but like we don't know. There's no telling. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what is wrong, but well, obviously the injuries, like you stated, and then the lack of play out of the quarterback position and such.
They just don't have the talent, you know. There's no talent there. There's really, I mean, there's nothing to build. There's nothing to build on either. So you're just like, man, like, what are we, you know? But I think Belichick could leave before he.
I agree on
get
that.
Fired. So,
like, I think he would step.
I just think he'll be.
He doesn't need to be the GM.
Not this day and age anymore. I don't think. I mean, it's a different. It's like.
Yeah.
Even when he found Brady, it was still kind of the older NFL in a way, but like, nah, they need to find a. He needs to understand that they need more. It's not. They can still do the stuff that he wants, but you got to be explosive. You need to clearly have more balance. And I don't know. They're a mess. It's.
Yeah.
Well, Field Goal Ron gets fired in Washington. I have heard.
Yeah, exactly.
Belichick.
Yeah.
To the Manders.
Y'all were saying that. I was
like,
I mean, Magic Johnson will front him the money for sure. He'll be like,
that
"Come on, Bill."
I think Bill's.
If that was the case and he left the Pats, and then I wouldn't want him to come to the Manders. I think like Eric Bieniemy is doing a great job there behind Field Goal Ron, and at the end of the day, if Ron's not going to be there, man, just move Bieniemy up, give him a chance, like give him a chance. And I just don't. I don't know. I don't know about Belichick there. I don't know.
Well, here's an idea. What about?
I don't know.
What the hell was that?
Sound like a werewolf back there a little bit.
I don't know.
The wolves
Not
are
that.
out.
Not that
Watch
wolf.
out.
That's
spooky season.
And out come the wolves. And out come the wolves.
There you go.
How about McDermott gets fired in Buffalo and Belichick goes to Buffalo?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I mean, it's
because at the end of the day, if Belichick does leave or gets fired from the Patriots or whichever it may be, he's going to keep coaching. Like he's gonna break that record.
Yeah.
He wants to catch Shula. Yeah,
so
totally
he'll
agree.
go somewhere.
All right. Guys, a little excitement in the desert as Kyler Murray returned and showed no ill side effects of that knee injury.
Yep.
He did. Good. That explosive run at the end, that was, that's what he does. mean, I just think it's funny that he's auditioning for his future, but at the same time, is going to completely screw the Cardinals if they start winning. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No,
oh,
we
you want
want
them
them
to
to
keep winning?
keep winning. Yes.
Oh yeah, for yourself, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But I'm saying for their mind, because they said in the beginning,
Yes.
remember the beginning of the season, it was the Cardinals were tanking to get Williams. That was openly said to amongst the most of their front office, from what I was understanding. But
Right.
Well, that and the thought too was, that Houston wasn't going to be that good, so they were going to have, two of the top, 4 or 5 picks. So
Right.
there were a lot of mock drafts I saw. Was get the Williams and then get Marvin
Right.
Harrison.
Yeah.
So I mean that'd be a nice little combo.
we'll see.
Yeah.
For any
Yeah.
Yep. So just a quick word on the Giants and Cowboys game.
That's about it.
Moving along, the Giants were outgained by 478 yards.
Pretty rough.
Well, you got to be happy because they should be the worst team the rest of the way. So I'm not speaking on any will. I'm just saying they probably should be.
We're going to lose to Washington this week, and then we have the Caleb Bowl potentially next week as we play the Patriots.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah.
Man.
So, bring on Tommy DeVito's cousin, Sal. Sal DeVito going to be a quarterback.
Right.
What if the score of that game will be?
Oh, man.
Something.
3-2.
Gosh.
Might be a baseball score for sure.
You forgot about the most exciting game, though. Lions and Chargers.
I was getting to that, yes.
Oh, okay.
But I don't have a lightning bolt or a Lions soundtrack.
Let's talk about good football now.
Yeah, all right. Let's see. Detroit that good? Or is it just impossible for the Chargers to play defense?
Both.
BOF.
Both.
I think a little bit. I think honestly a little bit of both.
BOF.
Yes, the Lions' offense is good. The Lions are good, even for their defense to give up 38 points. Man, Herbert played really well. That's what we, have always. Well, not always, but that's what we've seen out of him on a consistent basis in the past. But I don't know. The Chargers' defense was trying to come around there for a couple weeks, but you get against an explosive offense. I think that just was one of those games. I know the Charger defense has been rough and everything, but I think it's just one of those games. Sometimes you get into that, you get in those rhythms. Both teams playing really well and executing really well. It's kind of hard to be like, that defense is terrible and anything when we've seen Lions defense play better at times for sure, and then Chargers trying to kind of come around at the end there, or toward the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
that was a fun game though. That was an awesomely fun game.
Was. Yeah, I loved watching Sun God and Keenan go at it. Because I have them both on one of my teams too.
Ooh.
I mean, that was awesome. I had them
100
both
points right there,
and I got 160
100
points
between the two.
Thanks to those two. Yeah.
I got killed because of that combo. I was
So-
that was one of the, I was winning, and then it was like, oh, what happened?
Yeah. You look up and all of a sudden it's like, wow.
Yep.
So
I definitely.
it was awesome.
That was the most exciting game.
Man,
When I was out golfing, the course runs along some apartment complexes, or I think it's maybe one or two, and I kept hearing people screaming, and I was like, what in the world? And I'm like, oh, they're probably watching football. Come to find out, it's probably for the Texan game. So, looking at the highlights and stuff, I'd say that that was definitely one of them. There was some good games. Those 6 games were great. The final finish and all that stuff. So
yeah, Manders Seahawks was great.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I got to give it to Hal, man. That kid can play. That kid can sling it, man.
Top 7 quarterback in the league this year.
Well, you play from behind as much as you do, you're going to put up some numbers, no matter if they're good or not. Excuse me.
He's their quarterback of the future, right?
I would say the quarterback for now.
I'd say he gets another year
for sure.
Yeah.
But it's just what they build around him. clearly they probably need maybe a couple of extra people on the offensive side and things like that to help. But
Scary Terry and
they
Dotson don't
do.
do
I
it for
think
you.
it's just more consistency, maybe offensive line and such like that, being able to run the ball better too. But their defense needs so much help. So yeah,
Well, you have to protect Hal. He
exactly.
leads the league in getting
Exactly.
sacked. So I don't know how many times he got sacked on Sunday, but heading into the game, he had been sacked 44 times.
Should have never lost Trent
13
Williams.
13 more than any other quarterback in the league. Yes.
Pay your linemen, if anything. Pay those guys.
It's still build your lines, your D line, your O line, get a good quarterback. You'll be in every game.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Should
simple.
be.
All you gotta do,
It's
man.
pretty simple.
For three guys sitting at home, seems pretty simple for sure.
Yeah, it's easy for us to say, right?
Yeah, well, that's how I do it in my Madden franchise.
Yeah,
okay, you know.
Charlie McAfee said today, if they're rated 98, and that they're 98 on the field, so it's kind of funny,
right? Hey, you missed the Bucks taking out Mayo Boy too. Come on.
Well, I figured you'd want to start the show with that, and since you didn't say anything, I just skipped over it.
We don't have to talk about it too long, but the defense stepped up for sure.
Oh, yeah. Mike Evans also killed me this weekend, too.
146 yards. Yeah, he was great. Sign him. Man, just sign him. Jesus. Please.
Yeah, I know.
Just sign him. Let him retire.
He wants to be there.
Yeah. He probably.
I mean, stupid.
He would if he retired there. If they re-sign him, he'd probably go down as the
one
greatest
of them
Buck
for
of all
sure.
time.
I mean,
honestly.
if not, but maybe if they
I'd say top 5.
If they don't want him, that's absolutely stupid on their part. I mean, what else? Who else are they going to bring in and find, or find and bring in, and like, no, that's just no. He's done so much for the team, the community. He's a good overall dude. They're dumb. They are dumb if they do not want him. So.
I agree. I know. Yeah, he's a good, high character guy, and I'm like,
and I think he wants. It seems like
what is it? 9 straight years, right? 1,000
Every year
yards?
he's been in the league, 1,000 yards.
He seems like he likes it there too. Like I don't see him.
Yeah,
kind of doing even the rough years. Even like this year, he could have easily been like, "Hey, man, I don't see us doing much. I wanted to get traded or something." But I don't think that's not his thing.
No.
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
I like me some Mike Evans.
Yeah,
totally agree. All right, guys. With that, let's go ahead and shift our attention to Week 11 as we take on some rapid fire. 4 teams on a bye. I know. Yeah. Falcons, Colts, Patriots, and Saints all on a bye this week. No more international games. So we start Thursday with actually a great matchup.
The primetime games.
Bengals 5-4 at the Ravens, who are 7-3. Ravens open up at 3.5-point favorites. This has to be the season for the Bengals. Because with that loss to the Texans, their playoff chances went from the 60% percentile
mid-30s
to the mid-30s.
37%, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. I think you might be correct.
That's what I saw right there.
Who you guys got?
I mean, you said it. It's their season. I'm taking the Bengals. I'm taking the Bengals 27-23. I think, much like you just said, they're going to be playing, I think, for their season in a way. I think they can, and they have been playing well. I think, again, they just ran into a monster last week with the Texans right now. It's hard to say that that wasn't a quality. It's hard to say it wasn't a quality loss. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, they lost to a 1-win team, but I don't necessarily still trust the Ravens, and it's a divisional game, so I know it's going to be close, and I just think the Bengals go in there and take care of business.
Yeah, I agree. I'll probably have close to almost the same score. I have 27-24 Bengals. I think it's a really good game, a really nice Thursday night game, which we haven't
Finally.
had in a while. So maybe all season,
last couple of years.
might be, but yeah, but looking forward to this game for sure. I agree. Bengals fighting for their playoff lives right now. So I just think Burrow gets it done. Chase 4 days healthier. I think they get it done, man. Somehow, some way.
Still no T. Higgins. He's been ruled out probably
Right.
for Thursday.
Right.
Gotta think. I went back and forth in this one. I know it's the Bengals season. I love Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase. But I think Baltimore is just going to be ticked off. So that's why I'm going to go Bengals 24-21. I think we have another walk-off field goal win from McPherson. So we'll go through this game quick. T, my woeful Giants at 2-8 head to your 4-6 Manders, with Washington opening up as a 10-point favorite.
Wow.
But before anything, it's the third or fourth time that the Manders have been favored this year. 0-3 against the spread so far this year.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Like, I think the Manders win. I have it at 30-13, but that's me thinking they're going to play well and go in there and do their thing. We saw the first game that they played each other, and Giants, took care of business. And they're different now. I know they're struggling and stuff like that, but something about the Mandos, when they play the Giants, they don't play well. And so I could see it being a lot closer. I don't know if the Giants could beat them, but I can tell you it could be an ugly game. So, but I do think the Manders win though.
Wow.
30-13 is my score. And again, that's me thinking they're going to go in there and play well. So,
yeah, I think it's going to be a closer game, like T said. But man, what a waste for Barkley! It just sucks for him.
Barkley's liable to have a good game, though. That's the
horrible
thing.
Way to go out. What a horrible way to end your Giants career, man. Jeez, this season.
When you're going 3 and out. I mean, if you're just going to throw the ball at the line of scrimmage, just throw it to Saquon every time.
When they said DeVito was going to be the starter, they basically gave up and said, we're done with the season. So,
yeah.
I like the Manders 20-11.
That
touchdown, 2 point, touchdown,
okay.
2 point, and then field goal.
So you get the Manders as safety in there somehow with that defense?
No, touchdown and then a 2 point conversion by the Giants, and then a field goal.
That means y'all have to fumble at the 5-yard line for us, so we only have to go 5 yards for a touchdown.
Do not count it out. It's very, very possible.
Sam Howell gets sacked and fumbles. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as much as I would love to enjoy the 14-7 win that we had when we played the Manders last time, back when we had a quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, I just don't see where any offense comes, and I could just tell the Giants' defense is frustrated with the offense, and there's a lot of barking, as Ryan's been saying, on the sidelines between players and coaches.
Yep.
And you just see it a lot more. But I like the Manders in this 27-10, and the Giants improve their Caleb Williams percentage. All right, guys, the Bears off their bye week with Justin Fields returning, travel to Motown to take on the 7-2 Lions. Lions 10-point favorites.
Go ahead, T.
I went with the Lions. Who are they playing again? I'm sorry. I don't remember. The Bears? Yeah, I went with the Lions.
Bears.
Is Fields back?
Is he back?
Is Fields back for this one? Okay.
I still don't think that changes much. They certainly weren't looking all that. I mean, his connection with DJ Moore was better than Bagent. But I still don't trust it. Even if Dante Foreman is going to play like he has been in the last couple of games, or 3 out of 4 games or something, cool. But if they're going to start putting the other guys involved in, then that's going to take him out of it. they weren't really playing all that well before. So I got the Lions at 27-13. If they take care of business.
Did you say the lines are 10.5-point?
That's
10.
10
that's
even.
a big spread.
Damn. Okay.
I don't like the spread.
Yeah.
I mean, but
I think four games are 10-point plus.
I just don't trust the
spreads
Bears to
this week.
score. But at the same time, if I were betting, I don't know if I would take the Lions in that spread, though. I would say that.
I like them more with Fields back and Herbert playing again, too. I think their offense will play a little better. I think the Lions, they're going to be coming up that high. They're kind of due for a little bit of a letdown. I don't think they're going to lose, but I think they win 31-23. So.
He's got to pay. Well, I think the Lions.
Right.
I think the Lions had their come down to earth when they got whooped by Baltimore.
Sure.
So I think they went back to the drawing board and they're figuring out a way to get Gibbs the ball. Montgomery's back.
Yeah.
Laporta is just solid, and no one can cover St. Brown.
Right.
I mean, and Goff is great. You
Yeah.
give Goff time, severely underrated. I like the Lions to keep rolling because I think they want to play for home field advantage, and I like the Lions at 31-17. All right, so we got the Cowboys at 6-3, traveling to Carolina.
Another
1-8.
10-point favorite.
Minus 10.5. Cowboys as road favorites.
Yeah. Man,
Well, I don't know what you're gonna pick.
Are either of y'all really gonna pick the Panthers?
Yes.
Come on, let's be honest.
I want the Panthers to win.
It ain't gonna
But then
happen.
there's this thing called reality.
Yeah, unfortunately,
That's
there
exactly
is.
true.
No, I got the Cowboys in this one. Dak's been hot lately. 35-17 Cowboys over the Panthers. Enough said.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I got the Cowboys as well. I mean, the Panthers are just absolute. Yeah, they're just
Awful.
bad. I mean, you got to feel bad
Awful.
for the. You feel a little bit bad for Bryce Young. I mean, they tried to bring in some pieces, but whatever it is, like Frank Wright and company, man, it ain't working. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, they brought in Thielen, but you traded your best offensive player to get the draft pick to get Bryce Young and DJ Moore.
I don't feel bad for him. I'm glad they're in my division.
I'm
Keep
saying
losing.
Saying from a football point of view or just a fan point of view of it. But yeah, boys, go in there and take care of business. I'm at 24-10. I don't think I don't trust the Cowboys, like I've said, and it's a road game. The weather could maybe come into play. I don't know what that is.
This will be a Pollard game.
It hasn't even been a Pollard game yet.
What does that mean?
He'll
What
actually
does that
do
mean?
something.
He hasn't done anything since week 1.
He'll actually do something
against the
this year.
Giants.
He
hasn't scored a touchdown since week 1.
Yeah.
He hasn't been over 60 yards rushing since in 5 games in a row?
Yeah.
I don't trust Pollard at all.
I don't know.
But at the same time, the Cowboys' defense is way better. The team itself is playing better, and they're better than the Panthers. So 24-10, boys.
All right. Well, I'm with you guys as well with the Cowboys.
Yes.
I think they're looking ahead to Turkey Day as they take on the Manders for their Thanksgiving matchup. But I think, I mean, that's just such a big point spread.
What's the spread?
And I mean, 10.5.
Again, it's one of those things, like these big point spreads, like as a betting person, I mean, if you have money to throw around, great.
You have to take the Panthers if you're betting the
That's the thing.
10.5.
These big spreads, you would always want to take unless it's say the Niners playing them or something, and it'd be like, okay, this team, or the Eagles or something,
or the Giants.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
That's a big spread.
I mean, the Cowboys covered this.
What wasn't the spread huge last week against the Cowboys?
16.5.
Yeah, and they met
that
it.
was in Dallas, and Dak owns.
But even at that,
the
though,
Giants,
I don't know if I still. It's hard to those big spreads, man. If you got money to throw around, so be it. But if you're looking to if you're placing one bet and you want to win, that's not something I would touch.
So. That's a stay away. All right, guys. The Chargers at 4-5, traveling to Lambeau Field to take on the 3-6 Packers. Chargers 3-point favorites on the road.
I'm going to take the Chargers. I got them down 28-17. I think they played really well on offense last week, and I think they carry that over. And again, conditions in Lambeau too. If the weather's in play, that could change a lot. I don't know what the weather report is up there, but Green Bay's defense has been pretty rough. Their offense has been, it's just been bad, and inconsistent, and so yeah. The Chargers go in there and get a win, 28-17.
What's the spread in the game again?
3 Chargers by 3.
Okay, Chargers will cover that. They're going to win. I like them 27-17 over the Packers. Just offense been clicking, like T said, and they won't have to do much against the Packers. So
it's supposed to be 48 and sunny.
Yeah. If it's not, I was gonna say if there's not rain or snow, or if it's not frigid. I mean, I think the Chargers. I mean, that seems like a pretty nice day, and I think the Chargers can go in their next game. Now, Keenan Allen, I know, is probably not going to be 100% based on his shoulder, but he came back in and played, so maybe it's a Richardson game. But I don't trust that either. So,
yeah.
Well, they got the kid Quentin Johnson
I'm so
finally
sorry.
involved.
What'd I say?
True.
Richardson, my bad.
He's got to catch more than 4 balls, though.
Yeah, I know.
I believe
for sure on that.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you guys with the Chargers. 27-20. I just think Herbert is better than Love. And the Chargers are fighting for their playoff life, and Green Bay is just this year.
Pretty much.
So, moving along to another team that makes me want to just... The 6-3 Steelers are going to Cleveland to take on the 6-3 Browns. Guys, the Steelers have been outgained in every single game this year.
Yep.
And they're 6-3.
Defense has really stepped up for them at times.
Browns are favored by 4.
Yeah, I'm taking the Steelers. I don't know necessarily why. The Browns have really impressed me so far, based with all the adversity and stuff they've had to go through the season with injuries and losing Chubb and stuff like that, but still like getting guys out there and still producing. I mean, beating the Ravens was huge. I just thought it's one of those games. I think the defenses kind of just mess things up for people, and somehow the Steelers sneak away 16-13.
Wow.
I don't know what else to say about it.
I don't like the Steelers. I like the Browns in this one. At home, I think they'll play really well. Myles Garrett's going to sack the crap out of Kenny Pickett, who's just a trash quarterback and shouldn't even be starting in the NFL. So I like, Kenny Pickett, trash. I'd probably take Bryce Young over Kenny Pickett right now. But I'm going to go. It is going to be close, though. Divisional game, defensive game, but I'm still going to say Browns 23-21.
Hey, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
And Jaylen Warren announced as a starter, too, for the Steelers, which I thought was really good.
They did announce him as a starter?
So
smart.
They did announce it today. Warren is the starter for the Steelers.
Just lost another running back in my fantasy league, so that's great. In your league, I'm sorry. Yep.
Najee will still play, but Warren's been the most talented guy.
That's true.
Roles flipped.
Warren's
roles flipped.
But hey, don't get me wrong. The Browns should win this game, though. It's one of those things. So we'll see.
Sure. Sure.
Yep. I'm not on the Steelers bandwagon. I'm going to go Browns 27-13. I think the offensive deficiencies show up all game for Pittsburgh, and the Browns are for real. Wow, the Lions and Browns are
Somehow.
for real. How weird is that?
What a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, the hot 2-0 in their last 2-game Raiders at 5-5 go to Miami off their bye week. Another big point spread here, guys. The Dolphins are favored by 12.
Yeah, Raiders fun stuff ends on my book, and I got the Fins winning 35-10. So they're coming off a bye week. They had time to rest and do their thing, and regather, recruit, whatever you want to call it. And I mean, the Raiders are right on a high. I just don't. I don't know. I think the Dolphins go in there and just take care of business. So even with what's his nuts back there, quarterback, and who looks like Derek Carr, just a taller version, wearing the same number.
Aiden O'Connell.
It's like they're still having a tough time connecting with Adams, and Mayer caught a huge touchdown pass last week. So again, I think it's all there. I mean, the game could be closer than what I think, but I just think the Dolphins go explode 35-10. And props to the Raiders, though.
Yeah.
I hope they keep it
Dolphins
up. Though. I love
home.
Antonio Pierce. I think it's great what's going on there. So props to him. But
sure,
yeah,
sure. He's definitely changed the culture in that room, kind of like D'Amico Ryans, has of the Texans a little bit. So
which I love.
They hopefully, if I'm the right guy, we'll see. But I just like the Dolphins. Too much offense at home, and I think it's going to be a little closer. He'll have them fight for the win, but I think it's going to be 34-17 Dolphins over the Raiders.
The first half fight?
Yeah, pretty much. And
then I think all the cigar smoking and the humidity of Miami will catch up to the Raiders, and the Dolphins take care of business at 34-13.
Dang, do we all?
I just don't think.
What do we had whatever. What? We have them all scoring 30, huh? 34, 35, and what?
Yeah.
At least 34. 34, 35, 34. So
34-13 was my original score too.
I
had that written down and crossed it out.
Yeah, well, we picked 2 scores. Oh yeah, we forgot to recap last week. My bad, but we all ended up going 8-6.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
cool.
That's what I was saying.
Oh yeah, the Monday night game. Yeah,
still
Monday
above
night game
500.
About even.
Yeah. But if you look at it, that's 3 straight weeks for all 3 of us above 500 on our picks. So
good.
The RTS show is starting to get their groove with these picks. All right, guys. So we got the Titans and Mayo Boy at 3-6 going to take on Jacksonville, who sit at 6-3, still in first place in the AFC South. But the Texans are coming. Jags open up at 6.5-point favorites.
I mean, I'm on the Jags bandwagon, and most of the time I would be like, "This is a Derrick Henry game because it's the Jags, and he usually destroys them." But I haven't seen it this year yet. I don't think it's going to happen on Sunday. So I got the Jags being pretty ticked off about their performance, coming back and winning 30-10. I just don't see it's hard to see Levis hasn't played well after his first start, or coming in, I should say. And I don't know. Their offense isn't as explosive without Hopkins. So if he's not getting the ball to Hopkins, then who's going to get it? So 30-10 Jags.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost right there with the score with you, man. I like the Jags 30-13. I think Lawrence has a really good game. Etienne, does some good things too.
Gets back to 4.
I think they get back to where they want to be. So I like the Jags in this game for sure.
Yep, I'm with you guys again on that. I like the Jags 28-14. I think T-Law gets it together and plays a clean game. He's got more turnovers than touchdown passes this year, so something's gotta. I mean, they're still 6-3.
Yeah.
So I mean, but they need to clean up their act and watch out for Houston and keep that one game lead in the division. All right, the 2-8 Cardinals travel to those Houston Texans at 5-4. Texans open up as a -4-point favorite, coming off that big win last week in Cincy.
I got the Texans pulling it out again. It's going to be close because I think Kyler Murray's gonna, do what he does. But I got it at 30-27. I think it's going to be another one of those close games. I think the Texans are not for real, but they're working their way to saying that, though. I think, like, if they, I mean, not being the Cardinals is going to prove them to that worth, but I think they keep up their streak. I think they keep going. It's a home game for them, so yeah, close game, but 30-27 Texans.
Oh man, I almost have the exact same score. I have 31-27. Texans winning the game. Close to. I'm glad they updated the line on this game with Kyler being back. So definitely changes things. The Cardinals, I think, are just a much better team with him there. This would be a blowout without him. So like it too. Man, just how can you go against Stroud right now the way he's playing? If they get and if their running game can do what they've been doing with Singletary and maybe Pierce coming back, then watch out. That's what a good passing game will do for you. Open that run game up. So like the Texans.
I kind of went back and forth on this game.
Yeah.
I thought, because you had 2 weeks ago with Stroud with his record-setting performance, and then last week going on the road for a big, tough, conference win against a very good Cincy team. And then I was thinking they're young and there's going to be an emotional letdown. But I just think that D'Amico Ryans, like you guys have both been saying, have this team on track. And I like the Texans in a close game, 28-24. Ryan, do you just want to skip this game? Bucks at 4-5 are traveling to San Fran to take on the 6-3 Niners, 11.5-point favorites.
Oof, yeah,
second biggest.
I got him right there at that. I got the Niners winning 28-17. I think the Bucks go in and do something. I just, with that performance out of the bye last week with the Niners, like Ryan was saying, I think they kind of carry that over and yeah, take care of business. So,
well, I'm praying for a low-scoring game. I don't know if it's going to be that, but I have it scored that way. I do think the Niners are going to win. I have them 20-13. Just think the Bucks struggle. Baker's going to struggle. They're not going to be able to do much against the Niners defense. So, but I think the Bucks defense can hold it a little pat with them, and we'll see. But Niners still going to win the game.
Yeah, I don't think the Bucks can hold them. So I think the Niners go in, or actually come out and whoop Tampa 31-14.
Oh man!
I just think the Niners are pissed off from that 3-game losing streak, and they're healthy. And this was the best team in the NFC coming into the year, in my opinion. Just slightly over Philly. Not because of any bias or anything, but just the Niners, I think, are a better team. And I just think the Niners want to get on track, and they're also playing for that home field advantage because they are a physical playing team, and they'll need that extra little time off to get ready for the playoff run. So, big game. Seahawks 6-3 at the Rams, 3-6. But Seattle is only a 1-point favorite.
Yep, I took the Rams.
Divisional game.
Yep, exactly that. Took the Rams at home, 24-21. I think it'll be one of those close games like they usually are when they play each other, vice versa territory. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Seahawks have struggled playing at the Rams at times. So I know the Rams are kind of meh right now, but with Stafford coming back off the bye week, sounds like he can throw the ball, grip the ball, whatever he's going to do. I think Kupp and Puka and company kind of get that offense going. And I think they just simply have a little bit more offense than the Seahawks will that particular game. So.
Yeah, I agree. Kyron Williams, I think, might come back this week. Is that still the plan? It was at one point.
I'm not too sure, but I think that's what I read last.
I know he's still on IR, but I think they're going to extend it one more week for him to come back. But man, I like with Stafford coming back. I like the Rams too. I just think they do just enough to win. I like them 28-27 over the Seahawks in a barn burner close one.
You picked the Rams?
Rams, yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it says Kyron will be back week 12.
Yeah. They'll wait another week.
Against the Cardinals.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, we finally will have our second different pick. I'm going with the Hawks. I don't know. I'm just waiting for Geno to get back to last year's Geno. You know, that Seahawk defense is awesome. And I don't know. I'm just waiting for Geno to not be Geno. But I like 28-20 Hawks over the Rams. This is another important game, guys. Jets at 4-5, traveling to Buffalo to take on the 5-5 Bills. Bills are 7-point favorite.
Man,
wow!
I'm taking the Bills in this one. I don't trust them at all, like we've discussed earlier in the show. I just usually when teams get rid of a coach, offensive coordinator, someone, they usually bounce back all of them, like as a team. And so whether their offense goes out there and scores 24 points, I don't know. I can see the defense getting a pick six, maybe even special teams, because that's what the Bills are kind of known for. I don't know how in the world the Jets are going to score 21 points, though, but I have that down. So I don't know. We've seen it. I don't know. There's not really much to discuss it there. So I'm giving them 21 points, but I think the Bills win. So.
Yeah, I like the Bills.
How many did 24. You have the Bills scoring?
I have it close based on the
21?
defense.
Okay.
But again, it's going to be a loud game for Buffalo. I think like it's a get right game kind of thing. So, but I can see him still making mistakes like pick six and things like that. The Jets could score some points somewhere, but oh man, who knows from where? So.
I like the Bills in this one too. I think Josh Allen goes for 303 touchdowns. 31-17 Bills over the Jets.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm with you guys on the Bills, but I don't think they break 20 points. I think this is a 17-16 game.
Oh, wow.
Jets, what is it, 30-something possessions now without a touchdown. Zach Wilson has 7 interceptions in the fourth quarter, so the game will be close. And then
Zach Wilson will
the Jets will do what Buffalo did normally or does normally. Anyways, it's going to be kind of a sloppy game, I just think. And I feel bad for the Jets because they got a lot of really good players, and they're just a quarterback away. So, yep, sweep on the Bills. All right, 2 games, guys, left. Sunday Night Football takes on the hottest team in the NFC, the Vikings, at 6-4, traveling to one of the hottest teams in the AFC,
Denver.
the Broncos, at 4-5. Denver opens up as a 2-point favorite at home.
I'm taking the Vikes, 2017. Josh Dobbs. I think enough said. Somehow, the Pastronaut somehow sends Russell Wilson's satellite off track and his rocket into a different orbit. Well, that ain't making sense. So, what I was trying to say.
Okay.
So, but yeah, Josh Dobbs.
Okay.
Or should I give you?
Okay.
I don't even know what the noise was.
Oh, it was the little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Little,
Yeah, so I just think Josh Dobbs is an incredible story, and the Denver's coming around. Don't get me wrong, but I just think his magic continues. So yeah, 2017.
Man, I struggle with this game a lot. I struggle with it a lot, but it's time to let Russ cook. He's. I like the Broncos in this game, man. I think the Vikings win streak comes to a close. I actually have the exact same. Yeah, I know, right? I have the exact same score that T does, but Broncos 2017.
Damn, awesome.
So, I don't know, man. I think the Broncos are just gonna. They found that running game. Javonte is gonna do awesome in this game, and I think, I don't think the Vikings have one. Madison might be out, and Ty Chandler, the rookie. I get it. He might be something, but the Denver defense has stepped up a lot. So, just because I like Javonte over Ty Chandler, I'm taking the Broncos.
all right. Well, Bronco country. Let's ride. I got y'all winning 24-20. We said it earlier. Russ, second in the league in touchdown to interception ratio.
Turn the ball over.
Ryan said he'll never throw for 300 yards again. Will he ever throw for 200 yards again? I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that Javonte is finally getting the rock and they're letting this kid play.
Yeah.
He is fantastic. Reminds me of a little Terrell Davis Jr.
Yeah.
Not as shifty as TD, but yeah, I like the Broncos in a close game, 24-20. And now we get to Monday Night Football. Finally, a marquee matchup. The Eagles at 8-1 traveling to KC to take on the 7-2 Chiefs. The Chiefs are minus 3 points.
I forgot all about that game, so I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with my boy Mahomes. He's my homie. But I think the Chiefs go in there and get a big win coming off the bye week as well. Maybe they found something. If not, they will find ways for their offense to get clicking. And it's a tough place to play in Arrowhead too, so it's gonna be tough for the Chiefs, I think, to go in there and do what they've been doing. But man, let's see here. Give me a 30-24 game Chiefs. Yeah, 30-24 Chiefs. Yeah. Chiefs defense been playing well, but they're probably gonna give up some points to that offense though.
Yeah. Well, guess who's gonna be at the game? Taylor Swift, y'all.
I'm excited.
So the Swifties are gonna be there. They're gonna be tuning in. Primetime game. It's all about it. Yep. Come on.
Take all the overs on Travis Kelce's stats.
Right. Andy Reid's record after a bye, 27-4. He's pretty damn awesome. So
nice.
I like
to use that stat too.
Yeah. I like the Chiefs in this game. I think this is going to be the Lions Chargers from last week. That's how entertaining it's going to be. I think the Chiefs finally found their offense because I know they've kind of been struggling a little bit. So I like Chiefs 41, Eagles 38.
Damn.
Ooh.
It's up there.
That's a good Monday night game.
I hope.
I think it's going to be a good game.
You remember that Rams-Chiefs game from a few years ago?
That was so
yeah, that's how entertaining it's going to be. Yeah.
When Goff outplayed Mahomes.
Yeah, that's how good it's going to be.
Was it that was the game that was supposed to be in Mexico, right? Yeah. And the field was so messed up that they had to move it to, was it Dallas? Did they put it in Dallas?
No, it was in LA.
Was it LA?
It was LA?
Okay.
Yeah, it was in LA.
Or was it San Diego? I don't know. But yeah, I do remember. That was a great Great game.
Awesome Monday night game.
Yep. So with that, guys, we're kind of quick tonight. An hour and
who did you
9
pick?
minutes.
The Chiefs?
Almost 10 minutes.
What
Oh,
was
I
your
got
score
Chiefs
prediction?
24-21.
Nice.
Cool.
So I think it's a good game. Both defenses are really good. The Chiefs' defense has been carrying them pretty much all year. Well, but yep. So I'm with that. So with that, well, let's just wrap this show up. Ryan, tell everybody where they can find us.
You can find us on Facebook, X, up there, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Amazon Podcasts, everywhere. We are. Look for the Real Tree Shaker Show. Comment.
Yell at the lights.
Tell us what you want to hear. Like us. Follow us. We enjoy it all.
Subscribe.
Heart.
Yes, all the hearts.
Thumbs up.
Heart.
All the hearts.
Emojis.
Emoji us up.
Yes.
Gift us up if you need to. We'll play along.
Swifties. We'll talk about Taylor Swift if we have to all show.
Just let me know when so I can put y'all on mute.
Huh?
Well, that'll. I mean, Sean, we may have to get our daughters involved in that, but
that's fair though. That's fair.
Yeah. No, because I'm already involved enough with that because I live with her.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks for listening. Great show, guys. Fun as always. Thanks everyone for listening. We love you.
Thanks, guys.
And this has been the Real Tree Shaker Show.